It is. In the top right of White Rabbit, we have Serral. In the bottom left, it is Reynor. What a ZVZ to start the day here, ladies and gentlemen. This definitely will be a so-called banger, as those people like to describe it. Will enable your lovely production tab so you can follow that ZVZ to your utmost pleasure. And yeah, I guess both are just gonna do the same for now. Let's see how this is gonna play out here. It's a best of 5, so 5 maps, potential upsets. Those two made for amazing ZVZs. Like, they played so many finals against each other. It's been a while, but man, they usually make for amazing matches. So let's see what we get this time here out of these two. Just very normal hatch gas pool openings here. Everything just standard so far. Not much to say here. I hope you had a good time. Hope you guys did enjoy RSL yesterday and or 2 days ago, I guess. I'm gonna go strong on that one. Now, in the past between these two, Reynor usually has been the aggressor and Serral has been the defender. But that's like way back when they literally were hitting each other every single tournament in the grand finals. Or almost every single tournament. And yeah, I mean, they've come a long way since that time. Serral, of course, the undisputed GOAT at this time. At this point, won the last World Championship and oh wait, did he? Yes, he did, right? He did win the last World Championship, and the one before was won by Clem. Serral just has so many great runs, so many great finishes. The only thing he was really missing on his belt is basically like a GSL. He never went there, and that unfortunately might be over, so we don't know. So far both players doing the exact same here. Baneling Nest third base for both, as you can see. Baneling Nest here in the top left, and there's the hatchery in the bottom right for Reynor as well. So far it's just like overlords kissing each other and things like that. Let's see, both players actually are committing to links. We see a tiny bit more here for Reynor, but that doesn't really mean anything necessarily. Both players are probably gonna want to do some poking here. Now, Serral does have a couple more drones, but those are common online here for Reynor as well already. And both are showing the links to each other, so there's like, everybody knows what's up. And Reynor actually makes more links, yeah. Serral the same. So basically, how those two are playing this is they are making the first group of links, about, I don't know, 10 to 16 links, to be aggressive. And once they see their opponent's links move across the map, what they'll do is they make 10 more to defend. They don't pull back the aggressive links, they'll just try to make a few more. Now, Reynor is making way more links, is trying to go aggressive here. The Banes not really connecting. 4 Banes left for Serral. Only links here for Reynor. Is this gonna work? There's also a group of links trying to counterattack. At the same time, not really any drones falling here. Baneling's coming in, don't get the connections. 2 drones do fall. 1 queen gets surrounded. If Reynor can't snowball this before the roaches are out, there's actually no roaches in production. There is a big counterattack though, it's only hitting that hatchery which doesn't have any drones on it, so it doesn't really actually impact the income. Oh, but 1 Bane connection sometimes is all you need. Reynor, is he fast enough? He gets his own Bane into... Oh, 1 Bane connection! Ow! So many red drones! Can he make it happen? Ah, the last Bane, it doesn't connect, it gets sniped by a roach. We also do see that Reynor was able to snipe 7 drones behind this, so... sorry, he lost 7 drones behind this. And all the drones have been evacuated into the main base. I think this is it. Serral holds with 30 drones, only 19 remaining here for Reynor, who just simply wasn't able to hold the link counterattack while he was aggressively. And at one Bane, if he snacks all of those drones, that's a full mineral line, that's 16 drones down. That would be an even game at that point, even though, to be said, there is the Roach tech online here for Serral, so say an even game, there's a tech advantage still for the GOAT. Reynor's still not giving up, he's just pumping out units, but with this income disadvantage, it's gonna be very tough to keep up the production here. And as you can see already, only the link count is gonna eclipse here very soon for Serral, who's making roaches and links at this time. Adding in more and more banelings, we've got 5 to 6 banes, which is kind of comparatively similar here. A couple roaches and 40 to 19 links, so Reynor still has the bigger army. Can he make it work though? The 2 roaches are really tough to beat here. They will snipe so many banelings before they can actually come in and connect. 1 bane to detonate on 2, I think I would do that, Serral. He does not make it happen, but he snipes the rest of the banes with his roaches. 1 last connection, give it to us, Reynor. Give us the big bada boom. Nah, he doesn't give up. He gets 1 connect, which is pretty decent here on Reynor's links. And GG's called. Reynor does throw in the towel. The towel, Terran's towel. He went to Gumiho and he ripped off his towel and it's like, there you go. So that was White Rabbit, the first game. Next game we're gonna go to Ruby Rock. It's a best of 5, so we got a lot of games to play. And we set up the score. It is 1-0 for Serralator. In the top left, we've got Reynor. In the bottom right, it's Serral, and this is ZVZ, and there's no drone being made for Reynor here. There's the pool. 12 pool. Can this work? And Serral is gonna expand first here. There could be an opening for this 12 pool to do something, but it is gonna be without any gas, so I assume we will see that drone pull, we will see that spine crawler, offensive maneuver, 3 spines. There's no scouting drone though, so he might just not even do the spine thing. Let's see, it seems like he has all of his drones selected though, so it seems like he wants to do some drone pull arenas. He does not. I mean, he's at 300 right now. Yeah, that's it. So 300, he's gonna make the 3 spines. He leaves 3 drones at home. He brings the rest, so he will be able to make basically 1 set of Zerglings whenever he has the lava. And he brings the rest to attack. Now he's gonna try to avoid the overloads, of course. Not to be seen here. Serral has no idea this is coming yet, and he does not spot the Congo line. Does he see the leftover links? He does indeed see 2 links. So this is a tip-off point already. It's like, oh, you're drone pulling me. And now he sees, of course, the things come in. There's going to be 3 spines to be added here very soon. I hope he finds a good position for those. Okay, so 1 is back here against the wall. Serral, of course, has this all in vision. He knows that this is starting, and he just keeps on mining. And now he has to kind of sit tight and try to defend. Oh, he's trying to drill onto the drones. Of course, you don't really want to engage this as Reynor because you need to defend your spine crawlers. And Serral is going to start to work on the spine crawlers. They do not have armor while they're in the construction. So Reynor, you need to defend the spines, bro. He cancels the first one, he cancels the second one. 1 will finish though. Can he make 1 more? 1 finished spine is not going to win you the game. Look at that. He lost so many units here in this fight. So many drones are left over. And Serral is just mining from the low ground. He has a queen. There's one more spine on the way. Reynor needs to work on something. I think you want to work on the spawning pool in this situation. And he will try. Oh, he couldn't even. No, the creep, it's not enough. And now the spine unroots. So, of course, this is in vision here for Reynor. And the spine takes so much damage. He even transfuses a Ling here. What a beast. Look at that. And yeah, Reynor even focused down the Ling. And that's the moment when Serral just won the game, when he transfused the Ling. No, so unrooting the spine crawler, of course, does relieve the pressure from the ramp, and doing that before the other spine did finish was a neck-breaking move. Even that to be said, though, it doesn't mean that he was there was much of a chance left here for Reynor. But it was a very difficult situation where Serral could just mine from his low ground. Like the first 3 spines, right? If you make one on the low ground, maybe things look different, but that didn't occur and unfortunately didn't work out. So let's see what game 3 is gonna bring. So far, man, it's a best of 5, of course. So far, Serral is just getting tested in his early game defense, yeah, and Reynor is just trying to bring it. But this time we are on Celestial Enclave, which is a insanely big map with a lot of defensive maneuvers, opportunities, capabilities here. So, yeah. Now let's see if Reynor is gonna be the aggressor again. So far he's adding a lot of drones, like the standard opening, and Serral actually is going for a hatchery pool opening here with no gas. So Serral going into a different opening, but you can see he is at a lack of drones at this point. He's starting to kind of accumulate his own drone count, but there's already the 3rd hatchery here for Reynor. Reynor's actually going 3 hatch before pool. Okay, so both players not going into the standard route here. So there's no gas pool opening here for Serral. And Serral might not even see this. He has no overlord who's going into this direction. He's just going into the natural. He's like, oh yeah, you've got a normal natural timing, right? Maybe. Oh, maybe you made a pool first even, right? Oh, this might be genius. I'm not sure. We'll see though. The overlord does move into the direction. The thing is, on this map you have like 3 locations. You need to check the back door, the one here, and this one. So this overlord might not see the space until there's creep reaching out. It's such a early 3rd. I mean, look at this. This is the one for Serral in the back, and this is the one for Reynor. So he's gonna have such a big economic advantage here that he might just be able to snowball this game like after 5 to 6 minutes, where he's gonna have a massive lead. Kind of peak moment. Not sure if he can really use that though for his advantage. Now Serral sees the creep, now he knows what's up. He's like, oh, okay, you sneaky little guy, you made a 3rd hatchery very fast. So he should know that this is no gas, but he can't really capitalize on that information because he doesn't have any gas himself. He played a very kind of a little bit greedy opening himself, so he's gonna check if this is 4 base. It's not, but yeah, man, you could go 4 base. This is crazy. He's gonna check with a drone. I like this, man. Serral is just a genius. He knows what he's doing. So he gets all the information. The thing is, though, he knows now that how far he's behind. He now sees exactly what's up. He sees, okay, I know the drone count. The drone count is very similar. He sees that, but he sees the tech count is also very similar. Why is this also similar? I guess Reynor is up right now, 7 drones or something. So there we go. There's the difference. And Serral is trying to set up a defensive wall here. which he hopes will carry him into a safer late game, because that's all he can kind of go for. There's gonna be the double lair here, both players going into lair at the same time, so the timings on the tech are very similar, as they took the gases at the same time, but the mineral income is just so much boosted here for Reynor. And Serral says, alright, I need more production. If you've got so much more mineral income, let me try to outproduce you. So he says he tries to go into a 4th base here very fast. Reynor does not actually see this. He might have seen the drone transfer to that location. And he knows about the back door, of course. Peeked in with the Overlord. And he just goes for his own. 4 bases. 4 minutes, 44 seconds. And we in a ZVZ, and we see 4 base setup coming in for 2 players at the same time. This is crazy. Okay, so are we gonna see a Spire? So far it's gonna be Roaches. There's Overlord speed as well for Serral. What is this gonna be here? Overlord speed over here and that backdoor natural. The issue though is, like, as much as you have this, look at the 13 out of 10. This is already oversaturated. As much as you have the backdoor, this is a full saturated 16 drone base. So the income advantage actually... there we go. It's going quite in favor here of Reynor right now. Even though Serral has a drone more, he cannot use them. So that's why he needed to expand to this new base. But Reynor's just staying ahead, basically. He's saying, like, alright man, I just make a new base as well. Now Serral is gonna try to do some roach drop harassment. And yeah, I was kind of thinking of that when I saw the Overlord speeds. Like, oh great, gonna do some roach drops, aren't you? But I don't know how successful that's gonna be. Reynor has so many roaches against 1 drop. He shouldn't really be pulled apart. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to spot, but I think he should have seen it. You might have passed through that vision. Maybe he didn't really realize. And Serral is gonna drop into the main, but there's already an Overlord that was waiting there that saw this. He still doesn't react to this. He's gonna try to push this offensively right now. Let's have a look at the unit count. Of course, 4 on the offensive. It's 10 more roaches here for Reynor. And 4 of them for Serral aren't even back defending. Now he also has the higher Ravager count, which just tipped in the favor here of Serral. But this is starting to snowball. 20 to 10 roaches. The defense line for Serral is starting to break here. And as soon as the drone damage is gonna amount and more reinforcers stream in here for Reynor, man, this greedy play really paying off. He hits the perfect timing at his own power peak, and he just snowballs this fight so heavily in his favor. It doesn't even look close. It looks like it's something you can't do to recover here as Reynor. But Serral is still doing this. He's still doing this with the Overlord. He's still winning. On the other side of the map, he's still winning in the economy wars because he still snipes enough drones. This is gonna be shut down now very soon. Yeah, there's the second queen coming in here, jamming onto the Overlord. All 3 roaches do die. They don't trade out in the end. And, well, both players are going into the 2-2, but yeah, Reynor is just sectioning off a group of units to try and snipe the Ravagers, but there you see, it's very difficult to actually do that, because all of the roaches, if the Ravagers micro back a tiny bit, all of the roaches who have that concave are just eating up those small forces that try to push in there and snipe the Ravagers. In the end though, still, even though he's actually trading more efficiently even because he has the big army, I guess, yeah. Reynor is just snowballing, he's out of control here. Second wave is gonna do the trick. Reynor does take a win on the board. And in this best of 5 now, finally, we've got a point here for our Zerg player from Italy. Now let's load up game number 4. One second, set up the score. It's best of 5, and this one's 2, and this one's 1. give me a couple of seconds here. Alright. So, sorry for the delay, let us hop into the next game here. In the bottom left, we've got Serral, the goat himself. On the top right, we've got Reynor, the challenger, the eternal challenger. It's a very unfair title, to be honest, because he's a world champion. He has done it before. He has made so many finals appearances. He won in Gamers 8, which before it became the World Championship. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has those. He won in IEM Katowice while it was the World Championship, of course, during the Corona pandemic. So he didn't get to play in front of a live audience. But what a guy. He has done it all, basically. The only thing he also is lacking, he tried though, he tried very hard. He tried to win GSLs, and he just couldn't make it. He couldn't break into that scene inside of Korea. He just couldn't break the wall of GSL. That's a very tough wall to break. I think still to this day, the most successful foreigner player in GSL of history is Liquid's Jinro. From 2011 or 10. Pretty sure he made like the first 11, right? 10 or 11. He was doing 2 round of 4s. I don't think anyone can compete with that in GSL. Which is funny, right? A lot of people were saying, hey, GSL is washed down. Yeah, it definitely is. But it was still GSL. Like, not too many people dared to go there. It's still tough to qualify for. It's a tough competition. It's a tough setup if you're not used to the ways of those preparation tournaments, right? So yeah. Okay. We've seen roaches, we've seen lings, we've seen a drone pole. I want to see some muta games now. Or maybe one at least. Let's hope for one. Reynor used to be one of the mutalisk experts way back in the day. And now they are a little bit stronger. But it seems like they're still not strong enough in ZVZ just because of the power from the spore. And how easy it is to defend against those. There's a lot of timings you can work with against mutas, which is still a funny thing because now you can. Like, I guess it's really just the power of the spore. They should definitely. Like, the spore has so much damage right now. They should just. Does it still have bonus damage against bio? I think it does. They should just take it away. I don't think it's necessary anymore. Now there's the Ling from Serral getting eaten up by the Lings from Reynor. Some cannibalism there going on. Can you make that drone? Yeah, there it is. The Roach Warren on the way here. And the Baneling Nest from Serral. And Serral made a bunch of links. How many links do we have on the side of... Reynor also made the links. He didn't make the Baneling Nest though. So he's trying to commit his gas into the Roach production. But can he get there? That's the question. Now he needs to fend off these links. He needs to fight with the Queens. And Serral just gets the Ling in a little bit. Gets a little bit of a scout. He sees the gases. And that's all he wanted to see, kind of. He wanted to see, hey, are you going crazy, Mewtwo Man? At 4 minutes with a lair? Yeah, that's a thing. We've seen lairs being started at 2 minutes 40 seconds. Then going into 2 base Mewtwo setups. Even though he knows that there's the 3rd base, you can still do that. If you skip units or a queen or something like that, you can make those timings work. It's kind of funny how things operate in Zerg Town. Serral just like, alright, you're not going crazy Mewtwo Man on me, so I can just fall back and chill out a little bit, make more drones, make more Banes, make more drones, make more tech, get my own Roach Warren up. I can't really kill you right now because you've got the Roach Warren already, and you're gonna make some roaches out in you. So he skips the Baneling Nest first. Now he's gonna make it though. So this indicates a little bit of an all-in attack. We've only seen units here in the past minute for Reynor. And he just made a handful of roaches here. It's about 9. There we go, look at that. 9 roaches, and rest is gonna be links. 20 links, reinforcing with 20 more links. He wants to make... Ideally he wanted to already have a couple of links just sit here to make the Banes, but now the Banes are coming in a little bit late. They are in production though, and the follow-up links are scouted, of course. So Serral knows what's up, but luckily he already has his own roaches, and he has a lot of them. He didn't really went too crazy on the drone key. He just kind of teched up and made a few drones. Now, is Reynor going into drones himself behind this, or is he trying to fully break this? We do see one big connection here, just the tail end of that. Hitting so many links, and this attack does seem like it's ill-fated here. Doesn't really work out for Reynor in the end. He's going back to droning, but he has been working with a deficit for the last minute or so. And this is gonna pay off here very soon, because the trading was also more efficient for Serral. Now, can you come back from a position like this in a ZVZ against the GOAT himself? Well, yeah, certainly. But honestly, it is tough. It's a big it's a very big difference at this point, even though it doesn't seem like that. There's a lot more momentum on the side of Serral here, who's still in the drone lead, who's still in an army lead, who has the same tech, honestly. So there's nothing that is going Reynor's way. And also, the tempo advantage is not there for the Italian Zerg player. It's something he usually thrives on. Maybe he can make it work somehow. He is getting back up in the drone count, but Serral is just kind of making units. And he's keeping the armor lead. He's just making more and more units. He's just making so many roaches right now. Just say, alright man, let's play roach. Look at that. There's roaches every 25 to 13. 1 link to 30. And Serral still has 5 Banes. Just decides to sacrifice the last link to scout. Pulls back the overlords, and now he goes back into droning. It's a very interesting approach, but he was sitting at 40 drones. Like, look at this lead. It's not like this 150 in the past like 15 seconds did do anything here for Reynor yet. He's still catching up basically. And you can see that reflected in the army supply, which is starting to catch up, but the army value, the supply, yeah, nice and all. The value is quite a bit larger here for Serral if you look at that. So his army is more powerful. Can we see it here? The army size. Look at that. Constantly bigger. Grown at the same rate kind of, but constantly bigger here for Serral. Both players now on very similar drone counts, but then army quality, I can't stress it enough. It's 31 roaches against 16. Reynor is trying to go in for the second round. Can he break Serral? I don't think so, man. This is not... Look at that. 100 to 100 army supply. 5 ravages to 5. 14 roaches. So he does get a baneling in, or a couple, I guess. Does only get 2 drones. It's just not something that should be able to... What? And he's coming in with the links from the side, but the Banes are flanking the links here. And now he's even using the Banes, trying to get on top of the Ravagers or some Roach clusters. And the army for Reynor's just shrinking. Serral just made the same. He just made the same with 10 more drones for like 5 minutes almost. Not 5, let's say 3 more minutes. But yeah. Wow, what a big snowbally effect here in the CVZ. Reynor is scrambling to try a defense. He's trying to tack up now. He's saying like, alright, this just doesn't work. Can I... If I can hold here, if I can miraculously make a defense, maybe Serral, I can bait him into a mistake. And then maybe I can hold on, but he cancels even the Roach, or it got cancelled the Ravager there. He has 2 queens only in this defense line. He doesn't even have the superior Roach numbers, not even the superior Ravager numbers, and not even the superior Ling numbers, which are also getting flooded here right now. In the middle of the map, fighting a meaningless fight there about center control, which does not matter. And in the end, the reinforcements come in, and Serral is gonna take this best of 5. Well played. And Reynor does drop down into the losers bracket.